This is Mac OS Ken.
TSMC has reportedly fired up its Arizona plant. iOS 18 isn't very touchy for some, and a raft of Macs floats into the sunset. It is Tuesday, the 24th of September, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by 1Password Extended Access Management, your solution for MDM and identity and access management. Learn more at onepassword.com/macosken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. Independent journalist Tim Culpin ran a piece on his Substack last week that's kind of perplexing. According to the Indie, who's based in Taiwan, the first TSMC fab in Arizona is producing A16 processors for Apple. Citing secret sources, Culpin writes Apple's A16 SoC, which first debuted 2 years ago on the iPhone 14 Pro, is currently being manufactured at Phase 1 of TSMC's Fab 21 in Arizona in small but significant numbers. Volume will ramp up considerably when the second stage of the Phase 1 fab is completed and production is underway, according to Culpin, putting the Arizona project on track to hit its first target for production in the first half of 2025. Assuming this is correct, it's heartening to hear good news out of the TSMC Arizona facility, one that has been plagued by negativity pretty much from the start. I did say it was perplexing, though. That's thanks to Ben Lovejoy at 9to5Mac, who posed a simple question after Culpin's report. Why? Or really, what's Apple going to do with 2-year-old processors? Culpin saw iPad mini as a possibility, though he says that's expected sooner than the Arizona chips will be ready. He sees the next iPhone SE as a possibility, though 9to5's Lovejoy has a hard time believing Apple's going to put out another phone that can't handle Apple Intelligence, and that's something the A16 could not do. Word of another problem for one of Apple's recently updated operating systems. MacRumors ran a piece Monday that had folks running iOS 18 reporting intermittent touchscreen responsiveness issues. According to the chatter, some devices seem to be ignoring general touchiness. 9to5Mac actually picked up on this over the weekend, though their initial report had the issue limited to iPhone 16 Pro models. The follow-on from MacRumors features complaints from models as far back as iPhone 14 running the latest operating system. As far as a cause or causes, the Monday report lists a few possibilities. Each indicates that the issue is likely software-related, so if it's happening to you, it's not just you. And if this issue is software-related, MacRumors says it's likely that Apple can address the problem through a future update. That said, the company has yet to comment on the matter. When I said Monday that developers might already have the 5th betas of Apple's upcoming OS updates, I thought I was kidding. Turns out not. MacRumors ran reports Monday of Apple seeding the 5th betas of iOS and iPadOS 18.1 to developers, along with the 5th beta of macOS Sequoia 15.1. Additionally, the Cupertino company hit developers with their second betas of watchOS 11.1, tvOS 18.1, and visionOS 2.1. Will the next round of OS updates be the one to bring Apple's Hearing Health Suite? No doubt you remember Apple's announcement a couple of weeks back that the combination of iOS 18 and AirPods Pro 2 will bring a hearing test to let users know whether they would benefit from hearing aids. It will also turn those AirPods into appropriate hearing devices for users with mild to moderate hearing loss. iOS 18 was released without that hearing suite. While Apple has not said when it will be made available exactly, MacRumors spied a bit of movement under the hood. While the feature is not enabled in Monday's beta, the site says it is hidden in the update and that Apple could potentially activate it in a future iOS 18.1 beta. And they know because they tried it out. They say the test takes about 5 minutes, after which users will have the option to turn on the hearing aid option if it is required. The test seems ready. The suite has received regulatory approval. With a generally announced release date of this fall, the suite launching with the public release of iOS 18.1 would seem to make sense. Perhaps not coincidentally, Apple's got a new channel for sales of old AirPods Pro 2. Yet another piece from MacRumors says the Cupertino company started selling refurbished second-generation AirPods Pro with a USB-C charging case over the weekend. They are in Apple's refurbished stores for Canada and the US. Cleaned, inspected, and given the Apple seal of approval, the refurbished stoppers go for $209 a pair versus Apple's price of $249 for a new pair. I gotta say, I am a fan of Apple's refurbished store and its refurbished stuff. 3 or 4 of the Macs in my family over the years have come from the refurbished line. But MacRumors says you can get a new pair of AirPods Pro 2 from Amazon for just under $190, and they probably haven't been in anybody else's ears. Target's got them on sale right now for the same price as well, so there you go. Apple's Shazam is now supporting one of the new features in iOS 18. iDownload blog ran a piece Monday saying that the Audio ID and Playback app supports the operating system's Music Haptics feature. In release notes for the latest update, Shazam says the feature syncs taps, textures, and vibrations to supported songs, making music more accessible to more listeners, including those who are deaf or hard of hearing. To get started, Apple Music subscribers can visit their accessibility settings under Hearing and toggle on Music Haptics. Shazam is a free application. The updated version 18.0 is available now in the App Store. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, 1Password Extended Access Management. Whether it's marking a path or laying out a process, people won't always work the way you want them to. They might get the job done, but they might also cut corners in the process. It's not about being lazy. It's about finding ways to work that are easier and quicker. Nothing wrong with that, unless it puts your business at risk. Using devices that haven't been vetted, running apps IT can't keep an eye on, maybe employing an ID made for a contractor who knows how long ago. You don't want to stand over your workers' shoulders, but those are the kind of things you need to know about. And 1Password Extended Access Management can help. It puts all those unmanaged devices, unknown applications, and rogue identities under your control, making sure every user credential is strong and protected, every device is known and healthy, and every app is visible. 1Password Extended Access Management solves the problems traditional identity and access management and mobile device management miss. It is security for the way people work today. It's available now to companies with Okta and Microsoft Entra and in beta for Google Workspace customers. Check it out at onepassword.com/macOSKen. That is the number 1, onepassword.com/macOSKen. If you live in California, you can officially put your state-issued ID in Apple Wallet. Well, 1.5 million of you can anyway. A piece from 9to5Mac says that is the current cap on the Golden State's mobile driver's license pilot program. That brings the number of states with such support to a magnificent 7, with California joining the likes of Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, and Ohio in supporting the digital IDs. The piece has Apple announcing 3 more states and a whole other country planning to get on board. According to Apple, Montana, New Mexico, and West Virginia have all committed to supporting Apple Wallet for IDs, as has Japan. The island nation will mark the first international expansion of the feature, according to the report. If you've got a Mac, and I suspect you might, you're among the most satisfied PC owners in the U.S. That's according to the American Customer Satisfaction Index Household Appliance and Electronics Study 2024. According to a press release on the findings, customer satisfaction for the category hit a record high this year, peaking at a score of 81 out of 100. That is a record high. Wow. Apple beat that, by the way, powered by its laptop and tablet satisfaction. The release says the Cupertino company took back sole possession of first place in 2024 with an ACSI score of 85. HP was second with a score of 84. Samsung, which had tied Apple last year, had to settle for the bronze this time. Its score of 82 was enough for third place. And finally today, from satisfaction with new computers to old ones being put out to pasture, news Monday of a number of Macs hitting Apple's lists of vintage and obsolete products. Vintage machines are those that have been off the market for more than 5 years but less than 7. Apple and its authorized service providers will still service those machines, provided there are parts available to do so. Added to the vintage list, according to a piece from MacRumors, the Retina 13-inch 2018 MacBook Air, the 13-inch 2017 MacBook Pro with 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and the 13-inch 2018 MacBook Pro with 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. Moving further out, obsolete products are things that have been off the market for 7 years or more. Apple will not service those machines, so take care with your Retina 12-inch MacBook Pro from early 2016, 13-inch MacBook Air from early 2015, 13-inch 2016 MacBook Pro with either 2 or 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, your Retina 13-inch MacBook Pro from early 2015, the 15-inch 2016 MacBook Pro, the 21.5-inch late 2015 iMac, the 21.5-inch late 2015 Retina 4K iMac, and the 27-inch late 2015 Retina 5K iMac. macOS Can, brought to you by me, and sponsored by 1Password Extended Access Management. Learn more at onepassword.com/macOScan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOScan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.